Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Dan here, and this is For Your Mental Health Weekly. So, once again, we're back here for another weekly episode of this particular show, whether you're listening on Spotify or iTunes or any sort of type of audio format or watching on YouTube. Thanks for checking it out. I really appreciate the support as always, for sure. So, thanks again. Today's episode, number 4, is going to deal with dating in 2020. Um, Obviously, the circumstances these days are a little different than normal, and so that affects the dating scene as well. Now, I heard a quote from someone recently that was in their probably late 40s, early 50s, saying that they couldn't imagine being single these days. Like, they're married, they've been married for a while, and they couldn't imagine trying to get out there again, being single and trying to find a partner. And so I think that quote really speaks volumes, because it is hard these days for people to get together and to find someone that they can relate to and to be their romantic partner and to love and cherish and do whatever you want with, I suppose, within reason, of course, assuming they're consenting to it, right? So I think that, for me, I've used a lot of dating apps in the past. I started on OkCupid back in the day, back in like 2008 or 2010. I can't remember when it started, but at least 10 years ago. I know that for sure. And after that, got into Tinder as well, all the swiping left and right and all that kind of stuff. So from that perspective, it's just been interesting to see the dynamic of dating changing over time, and how that affects someone's mental health, and how they feel about themselves, and are they enough? That's one of the issues that a lot of people face when they start to look for dates and go on online dating websites and go on the dating apps and seeing what's out there. It's like, will these people accept me for who I am, or will they just swipe left and or dislike it and ignore who I am and move on to somebody else? Obviously, self confidence is a big thing. To be able to put your images, put your words out on the internet for other people to see, and it is a sort of a game of accepting or not. Will this person that I like me as well? Will we match with each other? Will that happen? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's one of those things where just it is like a game where you can't play unless the other person decides to play as well. So yeah, I've seen a lot of different profiles over the years, and I think that it's something where you do have quite the variety of people that are out there that are potential mates, potential dates, potential people that will become your girlfriend, your wife, your one night stand, your friend with benefits. I mean, there's so many different things that people are looking for these days. Um, there's just a lot out there for sure, and I think that's one of the things that really causes people to not think so much of swiping left on somebody and moving on to someone else. Like, there are so many options that it just seems almost endless. That there are just so many people out there that you could potentially match with, and it doesn't seem like everyone's as special as they might think they are, because they're just a litany of other men, other women, etc., out there that people can choose from. And so I think that sort of variety, like I said, the amount of choices, really limits the amount of um, prestige and special quality that each and every individual person has on a dating app or on a dating website. Um, I've had a lot of people that I've seen try to match with me, and maybe I didn't like what I saw. Maybe I wasn't into it. I mean, it's just like real life. You walk into a club, and there might be someone of the opposite sex, or maybe the same, depending on what you're into, that wants to get close to you, get to know you, hit on you, really try to um, you know uh, get their mac on. I think that's what they call it. But yeah, yeah, I mean, you know, you have a choice as the other person that's getting that attention. You have the choice. Do you, go along with it? Do you go with the vibe with this person, or are you not into it? Are they not for you? Do you want to just go off and try somebody else because this person just ain't doing it? It's kind of the same thing as far as that goes. Um, but I think after a while, like it really builds to quite the group, quite the list, I suppose. And you have all the people that like you, but maybe you don't like them back, and you see this whole list of people, and you wonder to yourself, like, huh, you know, um, I wonder what these people are really like, because maybe you don't really fancy them as dating potential based on how they look or what their interests are or whatever. But you see this whole group of people that have the same wants and needs that you do. Everybody um, wants to be loved. Everybody wants to have someone to give them love. To feel like they are an important part of someone's life. In that way, a special important part that maybe another person couldn't replicate. That they are special in that way. Um, I think there is that sort of like fairy tale romance narrative that's out there. You see in a lot of movies and TV shows and all these different types of media that people still kind of adhere to when thinking about their next relationship. It's like, oh, I want my Prince Charming, or I want, maybe from a guy's perspective, I want a supermodel that is going to be like totally hot, and I can show her off to all my friends, right? Um, those archetypes, I think, are not not really functional in a way that makes sense practically all the time, and really aren't the recipe for long lasting relationships anyway. You know, you can't place a sort of generalization on somebody and be like, they're my Prince Charming, or they're my supermodel trophy girlfriend, and everything's going to be just fine because I found this person finally after all this time. Life's a little different than that. I feel like you know, everyone's flawed in some way. Everyone has their issues that they're dealing with, whether they show it or not. I mean, we all grow up in this world. We all go through, the process of getting older, and having all these experiences to deal with, and everyone's, you know, um, certainly unique in their story, but we all kind of go through similar phases in life for sure. Growing up and um, just wanting to branch out, expand your interests, to try new things, to meet new people, to have new experiences. I think most of us can relate to that. So, I think once again, with all these choices that we have, it does, I think, create sort of a black hole um, of just like, just nothing happening for dating. Once again, it's a little harder now with the COVID-19 era, and people are hesitant to meet each other anyway. But, you know, even before that, it's like, you know, do I go for this person, or um, do I continue on to the next? I have so many options. Why should I stop and think about this person I'm just kind of whatever into, and not explore some more and look at all these different profiles, because there's just, like I said, almost an endless amount of people that you could date in the future. So why not explore all your options, right? Yeah, I feel sometimes that maybe I pass over people because I think I could do better in some way, whether it's looks or whether it's personality or whether it's their interests or some political leaning, or um, whether we match, like some, okay, Cupid, for instance, has like a match percentage. I think um, people do deserve a chance. That's true. I mean, someone could look at my profile and not think anything of it, swipe left, move on. I mean, that's almost certainly happened hundreds of times, if not more, because of the way the internet works. And once again, people aren't as they don't feel as special because you can just easily move on to the next. You swipe on to the next 100 people down the line. You don't even think about it. But I think people do feel like they're being ignored. You know, when I do match with someone, sometimes I'll message them and we'll talk for a short time, and if I'm not feeling it, maybe I'll just stop talking to them rather than try to lead them on and be like, you know, um, put up this facade of me actually liking them when maybe I really don't. And so I think that is for the best, but I do feel bad for talking to this person and ghosting them, if you will, just leaving and being like, well, I don't really think this is going to work. I guess I could tell them that, but I really haven't. I've just kind of like been, well, to myself, I've been, well, I guess this really isn't probably going to be the case. Or that's happened the flip side, where a lot of times I'll be talking to a girl and, she'll just stop talking to me. So that's something that happens, I feel like, pretty regularly through these apps and dating sites. So, how does one take this? How does one take the constant rejection of the opposite sex, or the guilt of rejecting someone that you kind of liked in some way? When you first saw the profile, I think you have to be you have to kind of have that confidence in yourself to know that you don't have to have someone else in your life necessarily to be happy. I think that goes with dating in general. I spent a long time not having a girlfriend. I mean, the last one I had was in like 2006, 2007, and that was what, 13, 14 years ago. And so, for me, I really do want to have that connection. I really want to have someone that I look at and I'm like, wow, wow, this person is someone I'm really, really into, and right off the bat, I'm attracted, physically, mentally, emotionally. Everything just makes me want to see this person all the time and be around them, and just make them part of my life, an important part of my life. Someone that makes me feel really good to be around, positive, and um, they're in shape. Like I like someone who's in shape, like someone who works out, active, just like me. Someone who's kind of funny, smart, maybe into cosplay and anime, maybe, if that's possible. Yeah, it's not everyone's into that stuff, but that's definitely something that is something I like, and I like in my partner for sure. But yeah, so it's okay to have standards. It's okay to say no to somebody, even though they're into you and maybe you're not. I mean, I think that's the best for both parties for sure. To let them know that it's just not gonna work. you know why get into a relationship only because you're lonely, or only because of sex or anything else that isn't a real kind of true lasting relationship? I mean, you can have that here or there, I suppose, but if you're looking for something that's long term, it doesn't make sense to get into something that's not going to last. It's just counterproductive for sure. So yeah, I think that's something I've kind of had some trouble with more recently, and actually for a while, I guess. It's just like knowing when to jump into something. It's like I feel like a lot of the times there's women that I like parts of what's going on there, but certainly not the whole package. And I'm like, man, this is like, how many people am I going to turn down before I find someone that really checks off all the boxes, so to speak, or at least almost all of them, I suppose. So sometimes having standards can really limit how much you actually have dates and actually go out and do things. But I guess if you really know what you want, go out there and get it done. Don't settle for anything less than what you're comfortable having in your life. Because ultimately you're the person that's going to decide what type of romantic relationship you're going to end up with. Because it's a two-way street. You have to say yes as well. You have to be into it, And if you're not, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. So, keep going out there, keep seeing who's out there, keep your options open, keep your mind open to different possibilities. And obviously in the COVID times, it can be difficult just to even get in close contact with each other. But you never know. You never know who's out there. You never know who's going to walk down the street one day, or step into your life, and all of a sudden, hey, this person I've been looking for a long time. So just keep positive, keep open minded, and just keep looking out, because you never know. You never know who's out there, and keep your spirits up, because it's a tough time for sure, but we're all in this together, and let's lean on each other when times are tough. So hopefully you're doing okay out there, and checking up on other people as well, and seeing to make sure everyone else is doing well in your life too. Absolutely. So that is episode number 4 on dating in 2020. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. Learn something. Maybe you can apply this to your dating life in the future, or share it to someone who could use this advice as well. That'd be awesome. I'm sure these words can help somebody out there. No doubt. So thanks for watching, and as always, follow your instincts, and peace out from the show. Jane matane. Ciao.